Okay, good afternoon. I hope that you can hear me. I can see Diana and Ola. How are you, Diana? It was a long time not seeing you. Hope you are doing well. Good to see you with us here.
Yes,
Thank
I'm
you
doing
for
my
coming.
master's now.
Ah, really? Great.
Yeah.
Where here in Abu Dhabi University?
Yes.
Ah,
Hope to see you
great,
soon,
great,
inshallah.
great, great.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So good to see you guys. I hope that other guides can join very soon, because I informed by Miss Ivy, the organizer for this workshop, that there are like around 26 registered for this workshop. I hope a good number can come, so it would be feasible to continue. Anyway, it's also feasible with you both, Diana, Ola. You are one of my best students. I know this from a long time. But of course, we need others to join in order to get some benefits or learn some new ideas about the diversity and pedagogy for diversity, which is very interesting topic, I believe. I see Nadine here. Nadine, from where you connect with us, Nadine? I hope you can hear me. Anyway, you are most welcome to join us this workshop.
Oh, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. Yes, my name is Nadine. I am a Canadian working and living in Kyrgyzstan. I work at the International School of Bishkek, and I am a curriculum coordinator there.
Great. Okay,
Hi.
good to having you with us. Thank you for attending, and hope you can get some benefits and add some knowledge and share also some experiences from your area. You are most welcome. Okay,
Thank
sure.
you.
Sure. Actually, I can just wait maybe one more minute, if you don't mind, to allow more colleagues to join us. I know maybe some of them, they need to connect and may they face some issues in connect successfully. Especially we have some people from outside UAE. That's why. Okay, I would like also to share my screen. Okay. I hope you can see my screen. Okay. Clear? Ola, you can see my screen?
Yes, doctor, it's perfectly showing.
Thank you, thank you. Okay. I see also Muhammad, welcome to join us. Al Sayed, also welcome to join us.
السلام عليكم دكتور غانم.
عليكم السلام، أهلين السيد، ازيك؟
الحمد لله بخير.
أهلا بك. Okay, since we have only around 1 hour, so let me start with you guides. And again, first of all, you all most welcome, and thank you again to join us in this workshop, which is considered like a part of continuous community services and integration and improvement and development. This is actually indicate that Abu Dhabi University care about the community internally and externally, of course. And one of our aims in the university is to encourage and add and support and give all the sectors from different areas as much as we can based on our research and to help them, especially in the area of education. Actually, this is our main concern. The university not only to or prepared or established only to teach, but also to serve and to improve the related areas to education, like research, like community improvement, engagement, and so on. So this is actually again one more meeting can indicate and mention that we care. So we hope that we can do this job in a very, very good way and satisfy all our attendees and stakeholders and audience. You are all again most welcome. I will start now again sharing my presentation, which is about the pedagogy for diversity and inclusive the mechanism for today is like I will give some outlines and I will also show you some videos, and in between I will like to hear from you to get feedback from your side, and it is better if you enhance the discussion rather than just listening. And this is actually based on my knowledge, the nature of any workshop. It is not only lecture, it is like interactive and interaction way or method to exchange and to learn from each others. How to make it real? We all hear about the pedagogy and terms like diversity, inclusive, and what may equal to these terms like equity and fairness and lovely environment and differentiation, etc. But in the reality, do we really apply and implement this? And do we sure that this diversity or education inclusive work effectively or implemented in the right way? Yes, could be the answer. Yes, could be that we have the idea, we have the beliefs among all people, institutions, countries, authorities, but may we do still need to know and to learn what we need to improve and to make this real and success. I would like to start with speak about the meaning and the main definition. What is exactly inclusive? What is exactly pedagogy? How to make it real, etc. Making these processes real means aim to support and to be supportive. I can give a very attractive definition, but without reality and without implement what we talk about, okay, in the field, it will stay like some thoughts or some insights only without any practices. It is not only accepting or understanding the importance of integrate students having difficulties or disabilities, okay, or any special needs. No, it is actually should be focused on, or the reality of this process, I mean the inclusivity and the inclusion and the pedagogy for inclusive education is to focus and to give more attention to all students, to all people, okay, to be together, to come together, and to receive the same level of high quality or equality, let me say, instruction and intervention and support, enable them, okay, to meet success in the core curriculum. So it means that the first key word to define the pedagogy to support inclusive or create pedagogical materials for inclusive education and diversity is to consider how we can select the right content materials, okay, and make them success in the core curriculum, in the curriculum we develop and implement or use with our students. Also, will connect with the power of diversity and equity in addition to identify some challenges. Of course, the real meaning of diversity is to empower people because because diversity, not only that we have these differences, cultural, social, etc., but it means that this diversity should be go in or integrate in all our aspects and beliefs and facing the challenges. Let us watch this video together, very interesting one, and then we have some discussion or questions about this video. Here, from this amazing student, girl, speak about her concept and her experience
Hi,
in this
my name
matter.
is Miriam Alassar. This is my fourth year in Amana Academy School, and this is my first time to give a TED Talk. I will be talking about my idea how to unify the people of this world together, so we can all live peacefully and stop fighting over our differences and focus more on our similarities. It all started one day when I went to the park after school. I didn't have anyone to play with. And then this girl came. She was so quiet and shy. My mom saw her and said, "Why won't you go and talk to that girl? Then you can play together." I thought it was a good idea. Once I went to the girl, asking her if she would like to play with me. She looked at me with her eyes wide open. Suddenly, she seemed confused and stared at me like I was an alien. I stared at her back. Then she said with a foreign accent, "Why are you dressed that way? You look weird." I felt sad because she was judging me on what I was wearing. And so I said to her, "And why are you talking in a weird way?" to pay her back for what she said. The girl now seemed embarrassed of what I said, and I didn't want her to be sad. Maybe I wasn't supposed to pay her back that way. So I got an idea. I told the girl, "I will tell you why I dress this way and tell you a little about myself. And in return, you will tell me why you talk differently and tell me a little about yourself too. Maybe after we understand each other, we could become friends instead of enemies. Then we can play together and have fun." I started explaining that wearing a head cover and long skirts is a dress code for my religion for girls, and I'm a Muslim child. The girl still looked puzzled. Then she said, "What's a Muslim child?" Right away, I had a splendid idea. I remembered the poem I always recited when I felt the need to explain myself to others. I read it in my favorite book, which was called Muslim Child when I was 5, and decided to use it in situations like this so it could become handy. I stood in front of the girl and told her, "Listen to this, and hopefully you will accept me as a good friend afterwards. Please, for all of you who want to know what a Muslim child is, allow me to share this with you as well. Muslim child, child of peace, child of war, from a far-off distant shore. What do your black eyes see?"
Okay, I think
My eyes are
fair
not only
enough.
black.
The idea here that we need to give the right message. We need to build this trust between different people, came from different societies, cultures, background, social status, even religion and values, etc. The idea that we have to accept their questions, we have to accept their concerns about who I am, and I have the same concern. Now, when we design our curriculum, I will go quickly, of course, to implement or to use this in the curriculum or in education. When we design our curriculum, when we develop and create our or design our instructional methods, do we think about this, or do we integrate or include our instructional methods or materials, these ideas about how to start, how to serve, how to do, what to do with all these differences, and so considering adding more potentials, okay, to our students when we think about redesigning the curriculum to be more inclusive, to respond to all students. Okay, this is actually will help us again to understand the meaning of diversity, the meaning of pedagogy. Pedagogy term simply refer to the instructional and method of teachings and the way we teach and the philosophy of teaching, could be also vision, etc. Now, we need to move toward this diversity vision, which is mean that we need a new pedagogy, or we have the pedagogy already, but we need to adapt or to reform or to think about how we can increase the values of this diversity and considering the differences and the inclusivity or the inclusive education. We have here also one more video I like to share with you, if you don't mind, and then I will maybe give like 1-2 minutes to you to give your thoughts about what we watch. This very interesting one and giving us some ideas from different scope about the people having differences and how we can accept their
Mom, my
perspectives,
shoelaces.
ideas.
You can do it.
Please.
Listen well.
Okay. 2 bunny ears, loop around and pull together. Got it?
I don't want to be here.
James, I want you to pick an artwork you like and tell me about it. Art is a wonderful thing and I want to enjoy it with you, okay?
Okay.
What do you see?
See?
Okay.
Before you towers a terrifying scene of war. Thousands of forces break the grassy ground in a cavalry charge. Soldiers sporting blood-red uniforms ride with valor in a fearless resolve to attack. Some blow military bugles, others raise their voice in a war cry. Mighty silver blades are exalted above their heads. Leading up front, a commander on a mighty white stallion. The beast's eyes were wide and ferocious, every muscle and vein pulsing through his skin. The commander rides the steed high, his face blazing with heroism, but still in his eyes a glimmer of fear. For at the front line, survival is not guaranteed.
Yes, this is another interesting. Now, let me, guys, ask you some like questions or hearing from your side. What do you think? What this video is telling us about the different between people, about the importance of accepting the way we express our feelings or learn or see the world, okay? As a teachers or as a curriculum designers or as a supervisors, how we can consider the diversity and how we can also respond to the diversity by developing, designing the pedagogy or pedagogical materials, standards, guide. Anyone have any idea or like to share, or someone may like to write in chatting box? I don't mind. But this is actually like open question to all of us to think about the way we see our students, the way we see how they look and recognize the world around them should be considered as a standard, which is means that our vision standard should depend on their needs, not on the way we design. So simply this lead me to say that the pedagogy for diversity and inclusive education, it is student-based learning, student-centered learning, simply. So when we design the curriculum, when we design the pedagogy, when you develop our materials and the content and everything related to, not only in teaching, also in preparing people, even in preparing teachers, even in training or any like type or kind of programs in the career place, also in the workplace, also we need to think about uh, uh, people based, student in school based, in career space or place, employee based, you see. So all these should be connected to them. Anyone like to add something, how you look, how you define and understand the importance of pedagogy for inclusive education? Yes, Mr. Al Sayed, please.
Yes,
You
Dr.
can.
Ghanem, it's my pleasure to participate in your discussion every time, every workshop that you give yourself and Dr. Muhammad. So thank you for the professional development you provide from time to time. For me, as an instructor in Abu Dhabi University, I see the first video as responsibility of the instructor, or let me say the teacher, to set the scene in the class and build a kind of trust amongst the students who
Yes.
are for sure from different nationalities and different cultures and different backgrounds. So the teacher or the instructor plays an important role to build this kind of rapport
Yes.
among students in their class and leave no
Yes.
space for any kind of bullying or like that. This is the
Yes.
first video. The
Yes.
second one is totally about the pedagogical design and how to design our curriculum. Sometimes we find the student, this little child, not interested at the beginning or show a lack of interest in the subject, in art, for example.
Yes.
But
Yes.
sometimes we, as teachers or instructors, we give a judgment from the beginning. We
Yes.
say, oh, this student has a lack of interest in this subject matter. He will not improve. He needs a lot of effort. Let's focus
Right.
on some specific students because of the results. But when they are given a chance to express themselves, we would discover that
Yes.
there are hidden capabilities among those students
Exactly.
to show
Yes.
their learning in their own way.
Yes, great. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank
Sayed.
you.
Actually, you agree with the fact that designing curriculum and pedagogical materials, instructional methods, etc., should be based on students as a center or based on the stakeholder as a target or client or in any other areas. Because why I'm saying this, because again, pedagogy or methods of dealing or treating or working with different people not limits only to education, but our big and important example is education, because the diversity connected directly or associated with the education, schooling, curriculum, etc. That's why we use it this as example and model in our discussion. Okay, guys, now what is inclusive pedagogy based on this introduction and thoughts and even discussion and the videos? Student-centered approach to teaching that engaged the wealth of intersecting social identities and positionalities that all students bring to the classroom. Now, when we say that all students bring to the classroom, means that there is no different. Of course, we believe that there's difference between people from one to one, right? This is one of the facts. But as a learners means that they all have to come and to be ready, which is mean that we have to plan, we have to manage in advance, not waiting these students to come to our class and then examine or assess or know who are these students. We have to expect, we have to prepare based on what? Based on standard. You see, what are the standards help us to prepare, okay, and to be ready for the pedagogy or designing the curriculum. If you look here, guys, these are the standards, okay, to make our pedagogy effective and can respond to the inclusive education and can support inclusive education. Joint productivity activity. We believe that we have individuals, we believe in individuality, okay, we believe that everyone have his hair or his own like speed or direction in learning and ideas and capabilities, etc. But we have to believe in the joint productivity and creating activities can bring all together in work together. And the example like project-based learning, collaborative, etc. Language and literacy development. We have to believe in what Vygotsky mentioned and constructivism mentioned, that social interaction depends on language. We have to improve the communication and communicative, which is cannot be done without interactive teaching method or pedagogy. Meaning making, we have to believe and to be sure that our structure and our pedagogical materials, activities, curriculum, okay, having, okay, a meaning, and also give meanings to these students, showing the value of what they do and what they learn. At the same time, we have to focus on building the concept, which I like to call it conceptualization, okay, for both students and teachers. Complex thinking. Now, you know, the 21st century skills focus on improving the higher level of skills and cognitive, etc. Complex means that we have to integrate all the aspects between people in our pedagogy: culture, language, religion, dressing, food, etc. All these actually will lead these students to think in different ways and using different resources to understand each other's. Why, as you see in this video, why we dress this, why we eat in this way, why we study in this way, etc. And this is very important. Standard means that we are globalizing, and we can make this pedagogy like something like global, can adapt and can use, or I'm sorry, adopt and can use by all learners from everywhere. And the last standard is the instructional conversation, which is means that we have to build and lead the conversation between us as learners, as a tool for learning, okay, serve in instruction, not in just only discussion or asking questions, which is means that sharing ideas, hearing, listening to our students and each others. How do you implement inclusive pedagogy? If you design the plan, and if you have a vision, if you have good resources, if you start, okay, building and designing the pedagogy, okay, to serve and to work with this inclusive or inclusion situation, okay, you have to start with plan. Okay, I cannot implement or just come to the classroom in my mind that I have students from different diversities and then I have to use different activities. I have to plan in advance, which is mean that I have to start first putting and designing the vision, the mission, the resources. And you agree with me that lack of resources, for example, might be limits the success and the implementation of this new pedagogy or inclusive education in our schools. I need to create an inclusive syllabus. Now, let me tell you important example, life example. Now in our department, as education department, now we work in reform and redesign all the syllabus. We want to align between the syllabus, I mean the new syllabus, with the new era, with the new knowledge, with the new AI, procedures, methods, pedagogy, philosophy, resources, technology, etc. So the recent syllabus actually built and designed based on somehow other approach. Now the new approach, which is new pedagogy for inclusive, means that I need to redesign the syllabus because syllabus, you know, it is include the methods, the activities, the learning outcomes, the expectations, the assessment tools, etc., which is described, okay, and give you like rubric how to measure, how to be sure that you success and achieve your goals. Then I need to reduce the feeling strange. I need to create environment, how I can reduce feeling strange in my classroom or in my workplace, for example. Of course, by stop many like phenomena or behaviors like bullying, for example, like not accept each others, mixed between, for example, not related topics or subjects, or bring them to the classroom, okay, these bias issues, etc. All these examples about what may increase feeling for some students or people that they are not belong to this community or to this society. So reducing this feeling strange means that I need to create activities, allow all people to feel that they are moving, living together in the same house or environment or classroom or community. I need also to assess students' background. I need to understand them. I believe totally, and I keep repeat this every time, that without knowing ourselves, we're not able to know others. As a teacher, as a leaders, as a directors, principals, whoever, I need to know my people, my followers. Okay, so assess students' background for teachers is very important. Will provide you and give you hints. Who are the students? How they think, what I need to do with them, how I can integrate them and remove what may lead them to feel segregation or not accepted. I need to set the classroom norms, of course, the norms and the standards for the classroom in general as a classroom management rules in general different, because now I have more diversity, so I need to satisfy and to consider all these students. Okay, different levels, abilities, understanding, culture, values, background, etc. I need to set new classroom norms and management rules. Communicate that all people can learn. When we speak to your students in this situation, or to your people or followers or teachers in this situation, you have to speak with them as they all can do same together. This will allow them to feel that there is equity, okay? There's fairness. And of course, attend to terminology. You have to be careful when you select your terminology and the terms, the words you use with them. And you have to welcome also the diverse perspectives. They have everyone from the learners, from any member in your school or community or a workplace, wherever. They have their own beliefs. They have their own perspective. I have to welcome all these perspectives. I should not stop anyone because this is part of the rights. Remember, at the beginning, we mentioned that bring all together, bring all them in the same class or school or situation or place means that they have the rights. Okay. Monitor the climate. Of course, your mission not only to focus on teaching only or just following some administration issues or managing issues or teaching. No, it is also to maintain, to sustain, to keep the climate very helpful. Remember, we are dealing with, again, this diversity means that we have to be sure that all feel accepted and comfortable. You need to monitor the climate in order to be sure that whenever there's like any indicators indicate there's some problems or some issues or crisis, I have to be ready. Intervention, of course, prevention from the beginning needed, but in case some issues happens, I need to be ready to face and to deal with them. Now, we talk about the importance and the values of this pedagogy and dealing or improving, supporting the inclusive diversity. Now, what are the benefits if we do all this? What we get from doing or improving or redesigning or designing new pedagogy to support inclusive education? Simply, we can build new communities. We can remove any like difficulties, okay, in the classroom. We can support the feeling that we all together, we all same, okay, having this same rights and opportunities. Co-create and foster a collegial environment. You can create this collegiality and friendship and the relation between students. They can feel more comfortable. They can share their ideas and thoughts. They can feel in the freedom. This is very important. Number 3, support the success of all students, regardless of background and ability. Everyone have the right to show and to celebrate in his or her production or productivity or performance, regardless, again, how much, how long, what are the quality or above the average, below the average. It means that we can recognize and celebrate and lead people to believe and trust themselves, even if I have any type of disability, but I have also, I can achieve, I have my own performance. Engage diversity to create dynamic engagement and relevant individual and the group learning experiences, environment that challenges each student to achieve academically in high level. Okay. all these actually consider like benefits and can help and add more value to education and to inclusive education. Because remember, as I mentioned at the beginning, inclusive education, it is not only like thoughts or something written and something brightness and show people that we have, but in the reality, we don't have. If we implement and believe and support this inclusive by creating and designing the new pedagogy, new global competences to support both teachers and the students or any stakeholders or any employee everywhere, it means that we have to rethink and redesign our curriculum. Should be include again vision. Vision, it is the beginning. Okay, it is the first step. I need to create my vision. I need to come with my vision. Vision usually part of the philosophy of the community, part of the philosophy of you as a teacher or leader, okay, or even authority in the country. I mean, the authority or the body or the umbrella of education or any other sector. Vision for improving what? Diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Note that these related and connected to each other. Diversity means that I accept and respect and consider all people from all background, etc. Means that I can guarantee the equity, because if I put and accept all of them and recognize them and accept them and support them all together, it means that I guarantee the equity between them. And this means that I need to create pedagogy and situation and learning environment called inclusion. Means that they have to feel in it. And then if they feel and they gain and they find that they have the equity and they respected regardless of their diversity and background, they can belong. They can be loyal to your community and to the school or to the workplace. Belonging, it's outcomes for diversity. Belonging cannot be achieved without inclusion. Both cannot be achieved without feeling equity and feeling that we are same. Inclusive education, in other words, means that all students, regardless of any challenges they may have, are placed in age-appropriate general education class. From educational perspective, based on the theory of education, learning, okay? This is the meaning or operational meaning of the inclusive education. Now, if I believe in this definition, I need also operation definition to support pedagogy or to design what I call inclusive pedagogy or pedagogy for or to support inclusive. So if I replace the term of inclusive education by using the pedagogy, okay, I can say that pedagogy, when all students, regardless of their challenges and differences, they use same materials, participate in all activities, okay, dealing and response to the core curriculum in their own way and ability and perspective. So both focus on, again, as you see here, okay, all students can respond to the same. All students can get and gain and learn the same. Of course, again, doesn't mean that they are similar, but the way, the method, the activity, the treatment, the dealing, the communication should be same for them. Need a work culture of greater respect. This cannot be also happen without creating and supporting the culture. Culture, very important, means that I mean it, I love it, I support it, I understand it, and I ready for this. So culture, pedagogy, diversity, inclusive, okay, all are procedures, practices, but to guarantee the successful and to integrate them in our work, it means that we have to create culture between teachers, culture based on the dignity and the respect, culture between teachers that we have to implement in the right way. Not, as I mentioned at the beginning, only accept and show that yes, we have, but in reality, we don't have. Now, how we can improve this? By being honest, okay? So communication should be maintained and fixed between us, matching and being suitable to the pedagogy and to the students' diversity. Privacy, we have to keep and to respect the differences, and confidentiality. We have also to respect and to support these confidential aspects or hopes or feelings or way or methods or background of our students. Understanding, we have to understand why they do or act or learn in this way, why they dress, why they believe, why they pray in this way or that way. Curiosity, belonging, compassion, kindness, the way we accept, the way we show that we accept and respect each other's, very important, reflect that we have culture of diversity, or just we have like some practices we have to follow. Okay, now all these standards and new procedures or design or curriculum or pedagogy, of course, focusing on and improving the equity, etc., can give us power, can give this diversity power to maintain and even to help and support all the communities to live in peace, as this girl mentioned at the beginning in her video. We can address our future. We can address our new needs. We can recover or we can deal with any crisis, because we are not isolate part or some people from the community or from the society or from the classroom. We all integrate together. We all believe that it is essential that we have lived together, survive together. So we have to believe in the power of diversity. Okay. I'd like to show you also one more video, which is very interesting about the workplace and the power of diversity. Very interesting one.
It's so easy to place people in boxes, drawing lines, creating sides. There's us, and there's them. Those we feel comfortable around, and those we don't. There are those of us with many chapters, and those just starting their own stories. There's the well-to-do, and those doing what they can. There are those we share something with, and those we don't seem to share anything with.
Welcome, and thank you for coming today, guys. Today I'm going to be conducting an experiment where I'll ask you a series of questions. Now, these questions will be very personal questions, and for us to get a true result, I need you to be completely honest with how you respond. The first question I have is, who in here was the class clown? Who is never on time?
And then there's us, we who have tattoos. We who feel lonely. We who have been bullied. We who have bullied others. We who are madly in love. We who have overcome great adversity. won the championship this year. We who beat cancer.
Anyway, these are, as you see here, examples guide about how power can be gained by improving the or creating or designing the pedagogy for diversity, empowering people, make them feel that they can support each others, they can solve their problems, they can live in peace, etc. In conclusion, guides, the pedagogy and the diversity related also or required what we called in education least restrictive environment. Okay, restrictive environment means that we need by diversity we remove all the obstacles. We create and make this environment, okay, have no even restrictive or affect or limits or not allow anyone to learn. So students receive their education in the least restrictive environment. This means they are with their peers without disabilities or without any problems, without showing or feeling that there is some differences, okay, and they all again or attend the regular or the same education and general education as normal and one placement, one choice to all students. Make your classroom judgment-free zone. This is very important recommendation. I cannot improve or maintain my classroom, okay, if I have these pre-judgments or judgmental approach in my classroom. I have to create again this community. All students, they have to believe and trust each others. Students must be able to look at situations regarding culture with an unbiased. Number one, if a conversation arises about the current event or behavior, welcome discussion. We have to welcome the discussion. As I mentioned, we have to welcome the different perspectives. And we have to learn how to listen, to hear each other's carefully, okay, and how to accept our differences as not criticizing each other. This is very important to make our classroom free zone judgment or judgment free zone. Encourage students to ask questions and challenges. Okay, ask them, encourage them to ask and to express their ideas and critical thinking. It is common for many students to too shy to speak up. You have to improve and you have to encourage them. Do not be shy or continue encouraging them to voice their opinions. Okay, I believe totally in this fact. It is the main standard of being freedom or free, having freedom in the academic, in education, in your classroom, in your learning. You have the freedom to speak and to raise and to give your voice. Successful inclusive education happens primarily through accepting, understanding. Now, if we understand the value and the importance of this diversity and inclusive education, easy I can adopt any pedagogy can or help and support and empower my students. But I have, of course, to have a vision, a clear plan, etc. I have also to think about my classroom environment. I have to build and design based on the research. All the research in our area tell us that inclusive education and inclusive classroom are gaining steam because there is so much research-based evidence around the benefits. Read guides. I advise you as a teachers, as a learners, as a leaders, as school principals, as a workplace leaders or supervisors everywhere. Simply, you need just to update and to learn and to see and to accept and to discuss issues related to the diversity. Peers are very important. Students with different level considers for me like a resource to learn from them and integrate them as much as I can. They can provide their ideas. I can design and reframe my pedagogy, my philosophy based on their ideas and feedback. I need to consider also that they can give their feedback using their own learning style. This term very familiar to you: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, etc. Everyone have his her or his own to and way to give the feedback. Reaction very important, emotional reaction very important. Use variety of instructional formats. Start with whole group instruction and transition, being very flexible. All students, they need this opportunity. Okay, they need your flexibility, they need your patience, they need your thinking about their real life and needs, they need your support. So if you put all these elements together, by the end you can say that I am proud that I create this pedagogy, I create this environment, and I create this inclusive education. Apply universal design for learning. And this is, for me, the best to start with. We need to improve and to use this universal design in teaching, in rebuild and design our curriculum, redesign our classrooms and schools, etc. Let us also, before we end, watch this video for 1-2 minutes and then open discussion. This will give new ideas about the universal
Today we're
design.
facing a huge challenge because we really didn't design this world to serve for everyone.
One of our greatest barriers to making progress when it comes to being more inclusive is that we have a tendency to design and engineer things for ourselves.
90% of companies prioritize diversity, 4% consider disability.
This is a 1.3 billion population we're talking about. It's a market that is not being tapped into.
With the fourth industrial revolution, our aim should be to attain inclusive growth, which really benefits everyone.
These individuals and voices need to be intrinsic to the development of projects, legislation, from the very moment of the conception of the idea. Otherwise, we're still creating within the framework and lenses and biases that exist within the society.
If just under 20% of our global market has a disability, how can you serve that market if you don't understand it internally in your business?
As technology changes, we will need to think about how it can, in fact, augment human capability of different abilities, give them the skills so that they can fully participate in our economies.
Así como existen múltiples diversidades en el universo, también existen diversidades en capacidades, generan potencialidades que pueden ser aprovechadas en beneficio no solo de las personas con discapacidad, sino de toda la sociedad.
Some of the car manufacturers have started introducing these exoskeletons into their production line. On the one hand, you could think of these as helping...
Designing globally direction or direct us to design and to redesign our curriculum. The market change, the life change, the technology change, everything changed around us. So we have again to think about make change in the education system. Pedagogy in teaching, inclusive education should match with this universal design. Designing our curriculum should serve them to be ready for the next step. In conclusion, guides, we as teachers need really to think seriously about how we can make and support and create this new approach in our classroom, based on the evidences, based on the research, based on our belief, based on the new era of education. All should be bring together. We cannot win our case if we don't accept the idea of inclusivity and inclusive education. We cannot improve the inclusive education and diversity if we not change in our mindset toward new pedagogy. As I usually said, new pedagogy means new globalize our, or need to globalize ourselves with the new competences, to improve our competences to face and to deal with the future of our generation. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you get some ideas and benefits from this very quick and short workshop. I'd like to open discussion. We have 5 minutes almost. If someone have any ideas or question or concern, please share your ideas, ask questions, or you can give your comments or feedback. Please go ahead. Okay. Okay, since it seems if someone like to write, okay, I think I see here. Thank you, Sayed, also for your kind words. My pleasure. Yes, I think that yes, Ola, maybe she tried to send something also. Thank you all. Actually, I hope that we have more time. I hope that we have more uh, uh, um, like issues to discuss in this matter, and maybe in the future also I can work with Miss Ivy to manage for another workshop, speak in details about the different type of pedagogical approaches and curriculum based on new pedagogy, etc. I believe that, yes, thank you, Diana. Yes, I did my best just to share with some insights and some outlines, because I know that 1 hour not enough anyway to uh, uh, um, product or to give workshop or discussion. Okay. I see here, Shisita, how can the principles of gamification in teaching be ethically applied to foster motivation among? This is very good question, actually. Of course, when we design and build our curriculum and select our pedagogy or materials, even including the gamification, we have standard. We have to understand what may align or matching us. Now, the ethical issues, I believe that should be carefully defined and selected and used. Some games or some maybe applications actually online maybe not good, for example, to use with our students or children, maybe against the culture or against the beliefs or the values or the customs, etc. So yes, principals need first of all to check, to watch, to examine, to be sure that they are buying something or bring something valid and not biased, etc. These are just some like ideas how principals can improved, okay, to check and to build and to design these gamification or techniques I use in teaching or examining or assessment, or even have fun with my students. We have to check them carefully, and we have to test them before we use them with our students. Okay. I hope I answer. Anyone like also to answer these questions again? How the principles of gamification in teaching be ethically? Well, again, if we carefully again design and select them and test them and examine them, again, for sure, based on many research, can increase and foster the motivation, as you mentioned. Okay. Well, again, some potentials for some kind of bias or some external effects will be there. Of course, we are dealing with the technology and online and AI and etc. So we have to be careful about standardized what we use, what we develop and design in this school or in this curriculum as a pedagogy or as a materials used in teaching and considering the diversity. Okay, thank you so much for again. Still, we have 1 minute. I see that Ashna maybe write something or like to say something. I'm just waiting, Miss or Mr.
Doctor, thank you. Actually, the
Ashna
thing
Mullah.
is, I'm
Yes.
outsider. Like, I just came to UAE last year, And I was a physical education. I'm a physical education teacher, but classroom learning back in my home country and here is very different. In my school, we do not have children with special needs, but in my physical education class, I used to have. But now, how I can help them more in terms of my theory also, because here I'm teaching for higher secondary. So it has helped me to make things much better. So yeah,
Yes,
this
great.
comforting thing is really helpful to help me more. I learned more here as per the UE standards. So really thank you.
Thank you so much, and I totally proud to hear this and support, and of course, uh, events like this, of course, as I mentioned at the beginning, help us to learn and to gain more ideas. I closed my speech here by saying that we need to keep it right. We need to keep update ourselves. We should not be hesitate to learn. And the best resource, the best method to learn is to be more close to our students because they are our important target and they can provide us and tell us what exactly to do. So based on their needs as a center of education, we can redesign and rebuild our conduct new like ideas and research and methods and pedagogy. Even our vision can be changed based on the student's vision or a student's point of view. We have to believe in them. We have to trust them. We have to show that we accept and believe and support the inclusivity in the reality, as I mentioned at the beginning. Okay. Thank you so much again being with me today, and I am really happy to hear from your side also, and hope to see you in the very soon future. Thank you. Have a nice night, and good luck to all of you. Thank you so much.